We're trying to look for zucchini and summer squash. And so we're gonna go up into the garden and we're gonna pick some squash.
Okay.
But let's be careful so you don't get pokey. And you won't wanna do that.
Arrow.
It looks like an arrow.
You know what
one.
squash looks like.
I know
Buddy.
what squash looks like.
Yeah. Do you want to go out?
Yes.
Yes.
Just let me out. Just let me out.
You go.
The summer harvests are in full swing. Our zucchini and summer squash are coming off the plants about every 3 days. Squash noodles are a go-to when we are looking to add a vegetable into our meal plans. Here's a look into how we take our squash and get them prepared for long-term storage.
We're trying to look for zucchini and summer squash. And so we're gonna go up into the garden and we're gonna pick some squash.
Okay.
But let's be careful so you don't get pokey. And you won't wanna do that.
Arrow.
It looks like an arrow.
You know what
one.
squash looks like.
I know
Buddy.
what squash looks like.
Yeah. Do you want to go out?
Yes.
Yes.
Just let me out. Just let me out.
You go.
Go ahead. We find that squash is very abundant per plant, and it's really easy to freeze, and it's one of those items when you go into the grocery store, if you look for squash noodles or zucchini noodles or zoodles, whatever you call them, they're kind of pricey. It just makes sense if you get so many zucchini or summer squash per plant to try to put them up for the winter.
Nope, your bracelet's stuck. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Let's go in.
Let's go in. Dun 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 dun. Hunting the squashes.
I see some squash. No. Let's see. Ooh, is that one ready? Is that one ready?
Do you know if it's ready?
It's too disgusting.
Too disgusting?
Yep, too wet too. I don't
wet?
want to
They're
grab
wet,
that.
but I see a lot of big ones.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there.
Do you see the green one right there? Can you get that one?
Yep.
Give it a twist.
Oh, jeez.
You gotta twist it. Twist it.
I'm trying to build a fire, all right? You don't crumple a newspaper up, you twist it. Twist it.
Good.
You bring our basket out?
We
Interesting.
found a caterpillar.
A caterpillar, that's not good.
It's a bad one.
You remember that kid book we read? Keep twisting. You can do it. Twist. Twist.
Bad one.
Twist.
Cut it. Cut it. There. We bought it.
Let's see it, Ella. Turn around.
Cut it.
Ta-da! That's called a ground spot. That just happens when a squash sits on the ground.
It's right here. Keep going. Pull. Show Daddy.
Thanks, Mom. Whoa! There's Arrow in the background.
That was
He's watching you.
hiding.
Okay, Ella, it's your turn. Follow Mom. She is the zucchini guide.
Going in here.
The squash Sherpa.
Keep twisting. You're doing good.
Daddy just stepped on a squash.
All right, we did it.
Way to go.
Hand it over to
I'll take it.
Lean. You're fine.
No.
Da, 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 da. Squash.
Found a squash.
Found a squash! Let's go up to Avery and see what she got. What did you see?
This.
Ooh, that is a picker. That's a picker. Way to go, Avery!
I figured out my advantage while Mommy and Avery were pecking.
What's your advantage?
Going through and kneeling my head over. Well, wow. That one.
Two hands, you gotta teamwork. Make the dream work. You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to count how many we have?
How many did we get? This is our first big haul.
Okay, look at you. Stand up and
We
look
picked
in
Six.
here.
squash 2 days ago
7, 8,
and today.
No, stand up. Look in your basket first.
25.
Wow, 25.
With a lot more still growing.
Good first haul.
We got 25. We got 25.
And now, real talk with Ella.
Toasted. I don't like the squash. I don't like it without. I don't like it mixed. I don't like it anyway.
What about the noodles? Do you like the noodles and spaghetti?
I like noodles mixed with that, but I don't like it plain. I don't like it plain. Me either.
So we have to sneak it in. We have to
Yeah.
sneak it in into the regular noodles.
Yeah, then I'll eat the whole bowl. Yeah, then I'll eat it.
This is our mandolin. It's got a really sharp blade right here. We're talking like a razor sharp. And it has different functions. It can move through julienne or different fry cuts, wave cuts, whatever you want. But this blade is super sharp. You'll see like professional chefs rip through a whole lot of veg using a mandolin super fast, and I respect them for that. They have the experience to know exactly when to stop. But I'm going to use the safety guard that came with it. You can see it's got these spikes right here that grip into the vegetable. So all I got to do, right, check it out. I put the veg on the mandolin. I take the guard and I'm going to set it on the edge of the zucchini just like that. And then I'm going to let gravity do the work on the blade. And barely have to push on the zucchini before the blade grips into the zucchini and cuts these really nice julienne strips. And what I really like about the size of these strips is that when you cook them down, you still kind of have like a spaghetti noodle size. Whereas if I were to go right to a thinner noodle size, they would cook down and be like angel hair. And that ain't what I'm going for. You can see I stopped right here where the seeds are. And all I got to do to rotate is just take the safety out, rotate the squash, hiya, put it back on the mandolin, and then let gravity do its thing. We use these zoodles in many applications, but according to my youngest,
You can make noodle squash. You can if you have a cheese thing and you sing it, you can also do that with squash, and you can make noodle squash. And you just put noodles in it, and then there you go. You made noodle squash.
we got a bowl full of squash noodles. This is from our second take, or our second round of picking squash. And we have a vacuum sealer bag right here that we just cut from a big roll. We have a Sharpie ready to label what's inside of the bag. The bag looks pretty big, but it kind of has to be because we put a whole lot of squash into the bag. The squash cooks down quite a bit, so you kind of have to make sure it's loaded up. And so if we cook one of these bags, it'll be enough for a dinner one evening, and then we take the leftovers into work. We add some paper towels at the top because there's water in the squash, and when the vacuum sealer goes off, it draws the water out of the squash, and that water could make it up to where the heat element is trying to seal the bag. And if the water gets between the two bag layers while the heat sealing process is going on, it messes with the vacuum seal, and then your bag won't last as long. Okay, so I position that paper towel all the way over to the corners to prevent that moisture from wicking up the sides of the bag. And then line it up, drop it down, and seal it up. See how it goes. can see how it started all, the bag was all full. I mean, kind of relatively to the size of the bag. And then that vacuum seal really squeezed it all together. But this bag full of squash noodles, I mean, it's dense. Like, listen to this. It's pretty good, right? So we actually have 3 regular sized squash inside of this one bag. The zoodles have landed. It feels good to see the results of the garden start to pile up in the freezer. Thanks for watching this video.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, but most of all,
We hope you enjoyed watching this video and will keep stopping by
where we'll build
Flow and adventure.
together at...
Why is it so different? Well, they're both squash, but they're different colors. These are not squash. This is a zucchini. And they weigh
They're both squash. There's just different kinds, like there's different kinds of apples.
These two, even though they're not different, they have the same plant. The same plant has big leaves and spike on the outside. When I picked one of these squash, they poked me really good on the arm. So zucchini, we like to make out of different kind of stuff, but zucchini doesn't have that pokey stuff. Zucchini does have pokey stuff, but it's not that pokey like squash.